Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my weekly review.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here, meeting my icon, Catherine Isabel here.
Across the streams of hopes and dreams where things are really not. Come along if you can. Come along if you dare.
Have a good one. Cheers, guys.
But please realize you'll probably be surprised.
Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of this week's episode of The 100 on the CW, which was episode 6 of season 5 called Exit Wounds. So yeah, The 100 season 5 continues to impress. I am really, again, just really enjoying this season. I think it's probably one of the best seasons they've ever done. Now we should probably talk about that more in full once we actually see how the rest of the season goes, but I'm just so happy and really enjoying the direction the show has taken. And yeah, so why don't we actually get into the episode? Because I feel like I say how good The 100 is just in general every week, but I guess it makes sense. So yeah, this week's episode, again, another really good one. I gotta say, Echo, Tasca Talis, is becoming one of my favorite characters. Now, like the last last favorite characters video I did for the show, she was, like, I think number 6 or 7. But I think she may be getting another notch or two up by the end of the season. This episode, I think, more than any other, sort of illustrated just how great of a bond she and Bellamy do have at this point. I like their as much of a sex scene as we can have on the CW. But I really thought the acting from Bob Morley and Tasca was really on point, and I'm more emotionally invested in them as a couple now. I always liked Echo, I always liked Bellamy, but now with those kinds of scenes, I think, not just the sex part, I mean the connection, more than ever, I think I buy into them as a couple. And I know there are Bellark fans still upset over it. I think it's just like a holdover, and unfortunately I could see it kind of being that, but I hope not. Because if they never do Clark and Bellamy, I don't think it should be that big of a deal. I think we can accept them as really strong friends either way, or if they go that direction, okay. But personally, I'd be happy if they just left it as is and actually tried to really give Echo and Bellamy here a real chance, which I think they're doing so far anyway. And I really liked how willing Echo was to put herself in these different situations in this episode. I definitely like her more than Octavia at this point, that's not even a question. Although I do appreciate Octavia's development and growth, she kind of went another frustrating direction this season. But we have Echo volunteering herself to be de facto to Charmaine and the others, and she boards the ship. But Octavia didn't really tell Bellamy everything because she said she'd let Echo go after Bellamy had talked to her, but she tried shooting down everyone else. So yeah, Octavia is definitely not the same woman Clark had told Maddie stories about. And now I am curious though, about what direction they're going to take Octavia in by the end of the season. Because they could go a couple ways here. They could have her sort of somehow soften up again, sort of find who she was again. Or they could turn her into more of like a anti-hero, almost villain type of character, although I really don't like saying villain on a show like this because there's just so many morally gray situations and characters who have developed from different points than others and stuff like that, so I can't really say villain. And I don't really think they're ever going to turn Octavia into anything like that anyway, like a full-on antagonist. But it's definitely interesting to play with a little, I think. But I think we can still see Octavia's perspective to some extent for sure. And Clark was worried about Maddie's actual details about herself getting out. Not just that Clark shared her blood with her, but that she actually could be another up and comer for the crown. And if people know that, then there's gonna be more disarray with Octavia's people. Even though like that whole thing is supposed to be dead at this point, there's still some people are gonna try and think that way. So that's definitely interesting, but Maddie apparently doesn't want that for now. But again, if people found out, they wouldn't care. They'd still try to probably kill Octavia just so Maddie could be in this position of power. So she goes to Octavia anyway. She tries to trust her, and apparently it's alright for now. She's going to be training I shouldn't say next week, because The 100 is on another 2-week break. Yeah, that's right. Episode 7 won't be airing until June 19th, which really sucks. They keep taking these 2-week breaks, and it bugs me. It really kind of dragged out the Riverdale season, because they had a ton of breaks in Season 2. I hope it's not quite that excessive for this one. But at least The 100 only has 13 episodes, so it can't get quite as stretched thin, but still. I just hope they don't do this too many more times. It's just random. There's no reason. I don't know. Just besides the network's own scheduling, I don't know what they're doing. And we see more of Echo's intelligence, though, with her putting out the USB or whatever into the bullet wound, which I liked quite a bit. Her smuggling that on board. It's gonna be interesting to see her sort of surviving on the ship. I think it's interesting against those other characters, but I think Echo's definitely intelligent enough to do it. Definitely physically capable enough to do it. And they also do it as a way to sort of have Charmaine still keep trusting Kane. I kind of hope they give Kane more to do eventually, though. They kind of... He's more useful than Abby at this point, who I said in a previous week's review, I feel like they're not really sure what to do with her anymore. Because they have so many great, characters to utilize. But, Kane's always been one of my other favorites, so I hope they give him kind of more personal stuff eventually, but, we'll see. But back to the Echo and Bellamy thing. I like the callback to how they, met in a cage, and how, this couldn't be anything but that. So I like that tie back to Season 2, and I always really appreciated that, those little moments where they interact with each other earlier on in the series. Because if you guys think about it, Echo's actually been in it for a while, ever since Season 2 at Mount Weather. She's made, kind of sporadic appearances since. I remember when I seen her in Season 2, and then I think it was a little bit later, into Season 3 and stuff like that. There's the whole Ice Queen thing and stuff like that, too. But I always thought, that girl, she looks kind of cool. I kind of want to find out more about her. And now here we are, she's a series regular, and she's becoming one of my favorite characters I'm really rooting for. So yeah, I guess this video has pretty much just been about how much I like Echo. And because Echo, I just really appreciate how they weaved her further and further into the story. Her whole thing with Roan in Season 4 and stuff like that. To now, I think she's actually been a pretty full circle character, but we don't need to make this video all about Echo. But yeah, overall, this is just another really good episode. Again, I'm just really enjoying this. I just hope that Echo isn't just killed for Octavia's sake or Clark's sake. I'm a little bit worried with her being separate, but I hope they're really trying to just build her up on her own as well. And you can tell even Monty seems to care quite a bit about Echo as well. So again, kind of illustrating how many times, Bellamy said, dozens of times she proved herself, during those 5-6 years or so. So yeah, then there's also the Murphy stuff and him, and I always forget her name. They kind of rekindle their thing, the collar on and stuff like that. So that was fine as well. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing Echo meeting up with Raven again as well. I think that should be pretty good. Yeah, anyway, I'm giving this episode about a 9.3 out of 10. Again, just the 100 season 5, it's really on a roll, and I don't really see it stopping anytime soon. Except during these random 2-week breaks, again. But yeah, catch you guys next time. Follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, like, subscribe, and peace. And feel free, I know I don't talk about everything in these reviews, and I know I miss things, some pretty damn obvious things. So feel free to talk about that in the comments, and I'll comment back as I can. So yeah,